What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Super Evolution, which we know is confirmed going to be Sanji and Judge. Now, for those of you who don't really know me that well, or new to the channel, Sanji and Judge legit is one of my favorite legends that they've released. I really love the design of the unit. Obviously, he's not the best unit ever, and there are some qualms that I do have with him, but I had a lot of fun using him when he first debuted. It was a really fun legend. He had the full dedicated German 66 batch to go alongside this to build a really succinct team. So we're going to be having a look at Sanji Judge, what they do currently, and I've also got like a concept as to what they could potentially do with this character to make him an amazing Super Evolution character. So we're over here on the database, and this is the Sanji and Judge Sugofest exclusive. So Sanji's the first unit up. He's Powerhouse Fighter, and then Powerhouse Driven for Judge, combined for Powerhouse and Fighter, and they're both Psi units. And you've got the captain ability here, where Sanji's side, you need to have 6 powerhouse characters on the crew to receive 3.5 times attack with the health boost. Recovery and tandem are matching. So obviously not a great captain. And then you move over to Judge, you needed to have one of every color on your crew to get a 3.5 times attack boost, 1.25 times health, and then Psi slots are beneficial. And then of course, if you combine into the dual form, you need 6 powerhouse characters to get the attack boost. If you have all colors, you get the HP boost, and then makes Psi recovery tandem beneficial. So captain ability definitely needs some work, because that's not really going to cut it in 2023, you know what I mean? We move on to their swap, which is one of the best components of this unit. Removing special bind completely on themselves, changes their own slot including block into tandem, and then boosts the chain multiply growth rate by 1.25. So this is interesting, because this is actually a chain multiplicative buff, not a chain addition. So this is really neat, because there's not a lot of ways to get chain multiplicative buffs in One Piece Treasure Cruise. So the fact that this switch ability can guarantee it every single turn is obviously very good. The special ability definitely needs some tweaking too. So it does give 2 times attack and 2 times orbs to Powerhouse to those characters for 1 turn, reducing 5 turns of paralysis, and then combined to Sanji and Judge for 3 turns. So when this character came out, was very, very good. You had a really strong special to provide attack and orb boost, as well as removing paralysis. Also had access to a couple of cool supports to put in this character to remove further paralysis. And then a switch ability that could guarantee 1.25 chain multiplicative buff that stacks with chain additions, chain boundaries. Very powerful stuff. The real problems are obviously the captain ability, and the numbers are a little tight, a little bit small for what we would really expect in 2023. So in terms of the concept that I've done here, I've gone ahead and edited some of the text here on the database to give you guys a bit of a rundown as to what I would like to see with a potential super evolution to this character. So first of all, we're going to start with the captain ability. So we have Sanji's captain, -1 cooldown at the start of the fight. I think it is pretty much a given. I would love to see some more cooldown, boosting Powerhouse characters attack by 4.5 with a 1.25 health boost. So no condition, just straight Powerhouse buffs, and then makes recovery and tandem slots beneficial. And then if you have one of every type on the crew, you get 5 turn removal of slot bind just passively. And I think that would be a really cool addition. If you go out of your way to have one of every color, then you get some kind of beneficial effect. And you could probably switch it up and make it a bit more useful, like maybe despair duration or bind duration or special reverse duration. But I didn't want to make it like too overpowered broken, because most super evolutions don't get that. Only very rare occasions do we get super evolutions that become insanely broken. I think this is relatively fair, and 5 turns of slot bind removal is actually pretty neat, and depending on the content, this could actually be pretty useful. Move over to Judge, who does the exact same thing, except he makes Psi slots beneficial instead of recovery and tandem, so you can have one of your captains as Judge, one as Sanji, and you're consistently getting lots of matching slots. We move on to their combined captain, where it's going to give -1 cooldown, Powerhouse 5.25 times attack, 1.25 health, but then you get this added effect here, boosts the attack by a further 1.1 times for characters that have recovery and tandem slots. So if we pull up the calculator here, 5.25 times 1.1, that's a 5.775 boost if you have a character that is Powerhouse and also has a recovery or a tandem slot, and actually works very well with the German 66 ship, which has the exact same wording effect, boosting the attack by a further 1.1 when a character has recovery or tandem. So if you really focus around these slots, you'll be able to get massive damage with their captain. Same as before, But now Psi recovery tandem matching, so combining both components of the captains, and then if you have one of every type, you get 5-turn removal of slot bind. So I think this is actually a really fair captain, and I would love to see something similar to this in game. I'd be completely okay with it, and if you can focus building around tandem, getting some pretty serious damage for Powerhouse. So for the switch effect, this is something that's kind of big as well. So the switch effect is pretty much staying the same, completely removing their own special bind, changes their own slot including block into tandem, and then boosts the chain multiplier by 1.25. That is exactly the same as what it is, but now we have the super swap after 4 swaps, and now it's going to change character's slot and adjacent slots including block into tandem, so just generating more slots because why not? And then a 1.25 chain addition whilst having a 1.25 chain multiplicative buff. So having a super swap that can give you some slots and give chain addition and multiplication together would be amazing. So that would be something that I would love to see because it's such a unique ability. Stacking those two effects together, would absolutely love to see it. So we move on to the special, which is another really key component here that definitely needed a bit of a buff. So you have a look here that it will now reduce paralysis and special bind duration by 6 turns. So this is a big addition because before he only removed 5 turns of paralysis, but now I've bumped it up to 6 and also removed special bind because in his switch effect he's always had this ability to remove his own special bind, but he never abused that in any way. And we saw with Legend Shiki, when he super evolved, he had a crewmate ability that resisted special bind. They never did anything with it, but when he super evolved, he actually got the ability to remove special bind. So I think it would be cool if this character also had it. Being able to remove special bind and paralysis by 6 turns would be immense. Then boosting the attack and orbs of Powerhouse by 2.25 for 1 turn. Beforehand it was only a 2 times boost, so give a slight upgrade there, and then become Sanji Judge for 3 turns. But I wanted reduced redundancy, so we have this additional component where if the crew already has an attack and an orb boost when you launch the special, then it will lock the chain minimum to 2.5 and the maximum to 15 for 1 turn. So this is utilizing parts of his switch effect to give you chain addition, chain multiplicative, and then his special can potentially give you a chain boundary. But I didn't want to make it insanely broken, so I did cap it out at 15. You could realistically reduce that even a little bit more, but this would be like a one-man wrecking machine, you know. And remember, it is only for Powerhouse. Then again, you know, you could still use this character on any team, already have an attack and orb boost from something else. You still get utility and a chain boundary if you already get a different attack and orb boost from some other component on your team, whilst having this really powerful switch. So it means that, you know, you could really use this in a lot of different teams, not just shoehorning him into a Powerhouse squad. So I think that across the board, this would be a phenomenal upgrade to the character, would see lots and lots of play. I'm not really talking about his Pyre Rumble stuff, to be honest, even though it would be nice to see if he did get some Pyre Rumble buffs as well, but I mainly wanted to talk about his generic kit, because it needs a buff, and I'm really excited that he is receiving a Super Evolution, and I think if it's anything similar to this, it would be a pretty wicked Super Evolution, and I'd be a very happy camper. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. Do you like my concept of 6+ Sanji Judge? And I guess we can use this as a reference for when the character is officially data downloaded into the game, and we can compare and contrast to see how close I was to his actual release. I hope it's something similar to this though, but let me know your thoughts and opinions about it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.